Good morning. We are Group 2 from General Studies. My name is Clarissa.
My name is Cynthia, Karyn.
My name is Karyn.
And my name is Engelina.
Okay, so we're going to give out a presentation on how to give a good presentation. And the first point will be to make the presentation brief. So how do we actually deliver a good and brief presentation? The first point will be using points, avoid long sentences, summarize, straightforward but informative, and the last one is to provide examples. Why do we actually need to use points? So that the whole point of giving a presentation is to deliver the subject that we're discussing easily, and so that the audience understand better. So then when we do a presentation, the audience will be focusing on two things, which is the presentator and also the presentation slides, which is why it's better to have this form of structure, which is very quick to understand, and they'll listen to you verbally. Avoiding long sentences is because avoiding long sentences and to summarize the whole subject that we are discussing as the presentator. This is because we don't want to put in too many information inside the slides, because then the audiences will be too confused and uninterested. Straightforward but informative. This is the whole point, because we want the audience to catch on what we're trying to send out as a message and the information that we're trying to make them understand. And to support the fourth point is to provide examples, which is as easy as putting in reference pictures or real life scenarios that everyone can relate to. So why should we actually make a presentation brief? So the first reason is so that we don't lose their attention, because when we put in too much information to the slides, and I'm pretty sure that we've all been through, sitting through a presentation and not actually interested in it. It's because sometimes people ramble on, or there's too much in their slides. So it's better to make things as simple as possible, and so that we don't lose their interest in listening to what we're trying to say. Memorize your presentation. This will imply that you've done a thorough research on what you're discussing in your presentation, and it will look more professional. The third is that no one likes reading. In this case, right, for a presentation, no one likes to read the slides unless it's in, for example, this kind of structure. Then it's easy to read and to scan over. And the fourth and final point is that it will look unprofessional if we do things for a presentation the opposite of what I've explained before. Then it will look unprofessional. And for the last one is to make the audience listen to you. You want to grasp their attention, and you want them to keep up with what you're trying to say.
The next point you should remember in a good presentation is a good dress code. So the first question I want to ask everybody is, does a presentation have to be formal attire? If you answer yes, you're not wrong. If you answer no, you're also not wrong, and I'm going to tell you why. Next. So if you answer yes, I want you to take a look at this picture, and if you answer no, I want you to look at this picture. You'll notice that they're both the same presenter, but different attire. One is more casual and one is more formal. And that's because it depends on the occasion. Whether or not you present, you can technically present to your parents a pitch meeting for your next vacation, and then you can wear anything like him. Or if you're talking in front of a big and formal audience, you should dress properly like him. They're the same presenter. Yes. So this one is in the Tonight Show, which explains why he is more casual, and this one is TED-Ed, which is a more formal institution, which is why he's wearing a suit this time around. Even though the topic they're talking about is generally the same. It's about replying to emails that he didn't get. I choose this presenter because even though he's a comedian, he uses slides just like most of us. Now, For the sake of keeping this presentation short, I'm going to focus on formal presentations because during casual presentations, you can just wear anything you want. So why do you have to dress properly? There's a few reasons. The first is to make a good impression. If, for example, you're presenting with, let's say, a shirt and jeans, and your partner is presenting in suits, obviously your partners will have more good impression than you will, even though you both mastered the topic equally. So people will judge you within the first 15 seconds. So before you talk, it gets a good impression. It also shows character. If you dress well, that shows that you respect your audience, and your audience will respect you back. And it also makes you feel confidence. There's a reason sometimes when you wear a suit, people call it a power suit because it makes you feel confident. And when you feel confident, your presentation will generally go a lot better. Next. So how do you dress formally? I'm sure you've been told a lot of times that you need to wear a white shirt, trousers, and an Oxford shoes. And for girls, you've also been told to wear a shirt and then a knee-length pencil skirt or trousers. You have the options to do both. Or like for an Oxford and heels, as long as you can move comfortably around it. But there is one general rule you should always follow, and that is to dress one level above your audience, and no more than one level. Because if you go, for example, if you have a casual audience and you dress formally, it will establish too much dominance. Whereas if you have a casual audience and you dress formal casual, it will establish that you have respect for them, and it will also show that you have mastered your thing without showing too much dominance. So casual, go formal casual, and for an audience that's formal casual, try to wear formal. And if they're all formal audience, wear a formal suit. So how do you dress formally? There are rules that applies to actually both women and men. However, some rules are more important for women than they are for men. For example, choose colors that represents your brand properly. So for girls, we have more options than men. If you go to stores now, I'm sure you can find lots of blazers and suits in different colors, which is why it's more tricky for women. But generally, to be safe, go with navy, dark reds, black, or any jewel tone colors. Jewel tone because it shows femininity. Like this one, it's not navy or dark red or black, but it's an amethyst-like color, so it's generally okay. And then also remember to pick out solid or outfits with simple patterns. Because if you wear patterns that are way too complicated, audience will generally focus on your outfit more than your presentation, which you do not want. For men, it's more important to wear clothes that are fitted. So if you go to the slide before, you'll notice that this woman is wearing less fitted suit than the man is. Correct? Yeah, thank you. And you'll also notice that I'm wearing a boxier thing. That's because for women, it's viewed as fashionable, but for men, it's viewed as unprofessional. That doesn't mean you have to purchase a tailored suit. Although if you are working in the industry, it's probably better for men to invest on a good tailored suit. It just means that you have to wear suits that fit your body nicely and not something your father will wear that is overly baggy on you. It makes you look more professional. And then no casual shirt or shoes. For women, we can still wear t-shirt underneath our suit and it will still look professional. But for men, it will look too casual. Also, men often make the mistake of wearing tennis shoes or sport shoes, sneakers, because they think it's not important, but it's actually quite important. It makes you look more professional. Next. And then same goes for men and women. Don't wear patterns that are too complicated, too over the top, unless you want them to be focusing on you and not your presentation, which you usually do not want.
So next one is etiquette. I want to explain about good presentation etiquette. So the first one is arrive early and prepared. So why we exactly need to arrive early and prepared is because of if we arrive early and prepared, then it means we are ready to present present what we want to present, and it feel confident for us to present also. And then the next one is dress properly and eat well. As Clarissa said before, dress well means we are really expecting audience to feel like we are professional, and eat well is it means we need to strengthen up our energy to present our presentation, our topic. Be respectful and thoughtful. Like for example, pay attention to the presenter, not talking while the presenter presents the topics. And don't be too quick to react, because we don't know the presenter what we are the presenter trying to explain. So I think the audience don't too quick to react to the presenter topics. Be aware of your words emphasize. For example, like intonations and the message that the presenter want to give to the audience. The next one is own your stage and watch your body language. Because we aware that if we are misunderstanding our body language or stages, then it will be different message to give between the presenter and the audience. And then the next one is be prepared for the unexpected. Means like audience will question something that is out of topic or out of presentation video, so that the presenter must try to dig up some topics or words or things that unexpected to us. And then don't turn back to the audience. Means like blocking. It's really rude and to blocking the audience, especially when you really try to turn back. It's really rude. Then don't try to do it. Speak with an educative tone. Like for example, the presenter, no talking, no laughing for the presenter, no talking and laughing, because it sounds like unprofessional. And then visual aids should be used with care. This one is the last good presentation etiquette. Means like for example, we want to put some pictures, then must related to the presentation topics we want to present.
Okay, the last part is gesture, and the gesture is a part of body language, like we using our body, our hand gesture and our body gesture. And gesture can be used in front of the listener about the speaker. When the presenter is speaking the important point, we can use the gesture to catch the audience attention. And the language of gesture express feelings and thought. When we use some gesture, we will understand that we are understand or we misunderstanding. And different country have different meaning when we show the gesture. So we should know the meaning before we use the gesture. When we go to the other countries, the gesture meaning will be changed. So before we using the gesture, we need to understanding what meaning is. And this is our normal gesture showing. And this one is very formal. This one means very I'm okay, like I understanding your meaning and I will do it. And the next one is this one, like we stop it. Like you speaking something, then I misunderstanding and I can show this gesture, then you can know I haven't catch it and you can repeat the information again. And next one is our body gesture, then we can see a video to learn about it. And this part is, the first part is keep your body open, like we open our arms to show the audience we are very confident. And next part is,
Next point.
yeah, because this video got 4 points.
What's the next?
Just keep playing with the video. Keep playing with the video. Then we can just skip through.
Where?
We'll just play the video. Play the video. And she'll just explain. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Then another point is relax yourself. When you speak to somebody, you need to relax yourself. Then somebody will not feel you are very nervous. Then you can very clear to speak all your point of the presentation. And the third point is to familiarize with your stage. When you do the presentation, you will stand on the stage to speak out to the audience. Then you should be very familiar with this environment. And the last part is keep a distinction between you and the audience. Like we just do the presentation, we just stay on our stage, and we can ask questions to the audience, but just don't go down and to take their attention to your presentation. Okay. Okay, like just now I say that the head gesture is very important. So when we do the presentation, we should open your arms to show our confidence to the audience. So this is our presentation. Thank you.
These are our resources. Thank you for listening.